For 2020, both Ecovacs and Roborock are releasing new models. Roborock has just released the Roborock S6 Pier, which is basically the same as the S6 but with a larger water tank. Also, later this year, they're releasing the Roborock T7, which offers 2500 pascals of suction and also a new smart map management system. Ecovacs is also releasing two models, the Deebot T5, which is a rebranding of the 950 platform, also the T8, which uses the same platform, but also includes the AI-VI technology, has a special attachment port, which allows you to use the vibrating mopping head, and also the self-emptying bin, which should be available later this year. With this new AI-VI technology, which was found on the Deebot 960, it's upgraded with a faster processor, a new time-of-flight sensor, and a more accurate LiDAR sensor. So, in theory, it makes it easier to recognize objects. Also, the map accuracy is 4 times better in terms of resolution, and can see twice as far in terms of distance. This new AI-VI camera system also allows you to tap into the live video feed, so it's basically a 2-in-1 product where you can monitor your house through the robot. While I like the AI-VI technology, it's not all perfect. Sometimes it forgets where the object's at and it may occasionally bump into it. So as you can see, when it tries to return to home, it forgets that the cable's in front of it and kind of goes through the cable. Luckily it didn't get caught, but sometimes this may hang up the robot. Hopefully in the future, Deebot will improve the software so it recognizes that there's still cables in front of it, even though it's returning back to its charger. While both the Roborock and Ecovacs offer smart mapping capabilities and lots of functions within the app, the Roborock takes the cake when it comes to smart features. Some of the smart features are being able to change the power level and water level within each area. You also have the ability to update its map in real time if you physically move the robot down to a different floor plan on the Roborock T7. This smart management system will solve a lot of problems, so you can physically move the robot from floor plan to floor plan without having to worry if it's on the correct floor plan within the app. Now, if you don't do this on previous robot vacuums, they actually will overlay the map, or they'll just say that they can't relocate themselves. The Deebot T8 takes a jab at the T7 by showing off its AI-VI technology. So once it recognizes all the objects, it will show up on the map, and the user has the ability to say, yes, I cleared the objects, and it will re-clean where those objects were found. Both robots update the map in real time, so they remember objects from the previous run. So how this feature works is once you removed all the objects and click re-clean, the robot will go to the areas where it detected objects and just clean those areas. So for example, maybe you had some shoes in the living room, a power cable hanging in the bedroom. It will only go to those 2 areas. Once it's done, it will return back to its charging base. Okay, let's see how much the T8 picked up with the 2 runs, with power cables and without. Now keep in mind that there's a high airflow on the T8, around 24 CFM, since it's based on the 950 platform. Also, according to Vacuum Wars, the pascals is quite low, around 1600 pascals. Take these numbers with a grain of salt because there's a lot of factors that come into play on how well these robot vacuums can clean. For example, navigation, extractor bar design, side sweeper design. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the same test with the Roborock. Granted that the Roborock doesn't have a front-facing camera, so it can't really detect any of the objects, but it does do really well with normal cables like power cables, socks, shoes, kind of pushes them out of the way. So the only thing that hangs up the Roborock is the shoelaces. Let's have a closer look here. So it looks like the shoelace got wrapped around an extractor bar and also kind of the side brush. So what you can do is go ahead and remove the shoelace by removing the plastic housing. It's fairly easy to unwrap the extractor bar and there's no physical damage to the robot or to the shoestring. So the robot's smart enough to stop when it detects any errors and alerts you to the app. So once you're done, just put everything back together, press the clean button, and the robot will figure out where it needs to clean next. So I usually try to pick up the area before I run the robot, so that's why I'm a big fan of area select, so it allows me to pick up everything.
Charging.
So yes, the new Roborock T7 is not going to have a self-emptying bin or a vibrating mopping head attachment, but it has a couple tricks up its sleeve. The new T7, like all the Roborock models, will have the advanced navigation, which surpasses any of the Roborock vacuums I've tested on this channel. Despite the Roborock not having a front-facing camera to recognize objects, the Roborock does really well with its primary navigation sensor, the spinning LiDAR sensor. It does really well picking up various objects, and the Roborock's very sensitive so it can navigate in tight places. The Roborock's ability to squeeze in tight places really makes the Roborock one of the best navigating robots in the industry when you compare it to smart navigating robots like LiDAR systems, camera-based systems, or even other types of systems like gyro-based systems. The Roborock models can't be beat when it comes to navigation. So I test a lot of different aspects of these robot vacuums off camera. I test the sensors, the navigation abilities, the cleaning abilities, etc. So one of the things I do test here is repeatability. So what I do is have the robot go to the same area multiple times or target point, and I see if the map holds up, does it get obscured, does it lose its memory, and with the Roborock it doesn't, it works really well. But unfortunately with the Ozmo, if I move around too much physically, the map does get obscured, and at the time of filming there's no way to restore the map even though it has map saving. So hopefully Ecovacs will provide an update to make the map more stable. So the T8 uses its front-facing camera and recognizes the thin wire chair leg, whereas the Roborock uses its finesse and fits in between the chair legs. There's only a couple centimeters on either side of the robot. I was surprised that the Roborock can fit between those two chair legs. But one thing to note is the Roborock's elegance and its ability to navigate furniture surpasses any of the competition. And despite not having a front-facing camera, you can see that the Roborock will beat the T8 by several minutes. So the last thing I want to talk about in terms of navigation is the Roborock does have a wall sensor. So what this does is allows the optimal distance between the wall and the robot for the side brush. So when it's in the open area, the side brush will spin slower to prevent scattered debris, and then when it's near the wall, the side brush will speed up to help kick the debris away. This is something that I haven't found in any other robot vacuum, minus the Roborock. When it comes to pickup ability, they don't disappoint. Both the Ecovacs and Roborock have a good cleaning system where they can sweep up. They also can extract different types of debris, small debris, large debris, powder, on all different types of terrain. Now one thing to note is both robot vacuums use a extractor bar design, which is a combination of bristles and silicone. I call this the combo brush. Yeah, go figure. But anyways, on a combo brush, they do really well. Now one thing to note is the Ecovacs does well picking up dust bunnies. Both robots start the clean job with the perma sweep, and they do a good job getting all the dirt and debris away from your baseboard using their dedicated side brush. So once the robot's done with its perma sweep, it will go in a back and forth cleaning pattern and clean around any of the objects it detects. Now one thing I recommend is to pick up all your bathroom rugs. So you can see in this demonstration how the robot moves the bathroom rug a lot. It looks like it left a lot of dirt and debris, so if you're not satisfied with the first cleaning run, go ahead and have the robot do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, as many times as you want, because the nice thing about robot vacuums is they'll keep cleaning until you're satisfied. These robot vacuums can transition over different types of debris, tile, hardwood floors, carpeting, thresholds up to 20 millimeters on the Deebot T8. Now keep in mind for the best cleaning performance, always try to pick up the area. So if I had to choose between the Ecovacs and Roborock's clean performance, I would choose Ecovacs because on the T8 did a really good job picking up all the dust bunnies. Despite having this robot vacuum running on low on its initial cleaning run, I was quite impressed how much the T8 picked up. Okay, let's have a look at the mopping system on both the Roborock and Ecovacs. They're very similar where you can fill up a separate water tank with either cold or warm water. I don't recommend using chemicals because in this video demonstration, I'm actually using a gravity-fed system and it has 2 water droplets which can become ruined if you use harsh chemicals. Also, harsh chemicals can damage electronically controlled mopping systems which have delicate pumps and hoses. Okay, let's have a closer look at the Roborock S6 mopping system. You can see that rear support wheel do have 2 water droplets which are disposable, and lastly a mechanical switch. That mechanical switch is unique to the Roborock S6, which allows you to control the water flow to 2 different settings. Lastly, you just open up a flap and put in your cold or warm water. And you can take a close look at both systems. I'm using an M7 Pro for example, but you can see that has changed. You both have disposable mopping options. Also, you have a washable mopping option, but the only real difference is the size, but mechanically, they're both the same. So here's a closer look at the M7 Pro. See the water droplets, but the only major difference is there's no mechanical switch to change the water flow. All the hybrid robot vacuums are similar, just install the dustbin since they can vacuum and mop at the same time. Once you have the dustbin installed, just install the water attachment. Now with the Precision M7 Pro has a mopping attachment assist mode where it backs up and helps you install. I'm just kidding, that was just a fluke. I don't know why the Precision M7 backed up. So Roborock thought of everything. So when the wet mopping system is installed and the robot's done charging on its base, it will actually start seeping water onto your floors. Well, with this pad helps prevent water from getting on your delicate hardwood floors. Very nice touch, Roborock. So the mopping system of both the Roborock and Ecovacs are very similar. They both have 4 levels of water flow control, but one thing to note is both models offer the exact same pattern where they start on a perimeter sweep, then they fill in that perimeter sweep with a back and forth cleaning pattern. While this pattern is great for vacuuming, I don't think it's very efficient for mopping, so I would consider these mopping systems light duty tasks. I do prefer like a wide mopping pattern found on the Precision M7 Pro or the Viomi V2. Both Ecovacs and Roborock have a carpet detection sensor, so when they detect carpet, they'll increase vacuum suction, but for the Ecovacs, it actually uses the same sensor to avoid carpet when mopping, so it's a nice feature. No longer do you have to create a keep out zone, you just select the area you want the robot to mop and the robot will avoid carpet automatically. Now one thing I did notice on the S5 Max is if you do go on carpet with the mopping pad, it does shut off the electronically controlled mopping system, but it is dragging the dirty mopping pad, so it's up to you. Do you mind having mopping pad on your carpet, or do you like the Ecovac system where it completely avoids it altogether? So you can leave the water reservoir on the Ecovacs and just remove the mopping pad and the robot will continue going onto your carpet and just do vacuuming only. But if you put the mopping pad on, the robot is smart enough to realize there's a mopping pad attachment and it will go into this carpet avoiding mode. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up this video with the Roborock finishing up its mopping job in my kitchen. This is the highest traffic area and we'll see how much dirt and debris the Roborock picked up. Now if you like this type of video, please smash that like button. It really helps gauge if this video is popular and also helps out my channel. Also, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing because I do a lot of head-to-head challenges with robot vacuums, the Precision M7 Pro, the Roborock. We'll be getting some new robots like the Viomi V2 Pro and also the Roborock T7. And lately, I just got the T8, so stay tuned for some more. And as always, I hope you and your family are safe out there and I'll see you guys next time and thanks for watching my video.